Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from Judge Innovation Garage in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. I made it before. Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Boy, look at me. I look like I've been cleaning chimneys today. I would go wash my face, but I ain't gonna do it. What's up, Elko? Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Let go. What's up, Elko? What's up, TJ? King Oscar. This snack time is brought to you by King Oscar. Salmon. Get your King Oscar. And if you don't like that, get you some seasoned wild caught. Well, Jazzy Jeff, we don't talk politics and we don't talk religion, so this channel is not for you if that's what you want to talk about. So, I'll just put it to you like this. If you break the law, you break the law. That's the end of it. So, woo, boy. Oh my goodness. Look at that, boys and girls. So let's give it a few minutes for somebody gets on here. Here comes Hollywood. Here comes Hollywood. Here comes Hollywood. He ain't got the whip of it yet. He gonna play hell on this. I'm gonna tell you right now. He gonna play hell. We be fighting. I know y'all didn't come here. Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Woo! So, if y'all seen the picture, y'all, I got a mess. But, y'all ready? What's up, 301? We just eating a little bit of King Oscar salmon and some Frank's Red Hot. Put that shit on everything. Frank's Red Hot. Holla at your boy. Get a little bit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, we got a little bit of substance. Woo! Where my guy 87 at? Where my guy 87 SS boy at? Woo! Yeah, these are salmon. This is salmon here. Got to build up those hot. Thought them was good eating sardines. Yeah, got to build up the hot rod with Frank's. Hey, look, boys and girls. Ooh, look what came today. Look what came today. What come today? Huh? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box, girl? What's in your box, girl? What's in your box? What's in your box? What's in your box? TJ, take care of that. What's in your box? Huh? Huh? Y'all ready? All right, this right here is Aldan American. This is their Phantom series. I got turned on to these by 87 SS Boy. He got some for his shorty box. We talked over the phone. I normally run QA1, okay? So I reached out to these customers. I reached out to this company. I talked to them. I told them what I had. You know, even though they didn't have it on their website, I told them what I had, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to run. And I didn't get to talk to Gary. That's who 87 SS Boys contact is Gary. I didn't talk to Gary. I talked to Stuart. And Stuart suggested I run, since what I told him I needed, he told me that I needed the Phantom series. The Phantom series. The Phantom series. I said, all right. All right, all right, all right. He asked me what spring rate did I want. I said 250. He asked me how much travel did I want. I said 4.5 to 4 3/4 of travel. He said, I got you fixed up. Now, I did not. I got everything. And there's my man right there. 87 SS Boy. Like what I was saying, I normally run QA1, but 87 turned me on. Let me take that back. 87 turned me on to this. He didn't turn me on to the other stuff. He ain't built right. He pretty and everything, but he ain't built right. Right? So, I called him. I wanted to talk to Gary, but Gary was busy, so I talked to Stuart. I am not sponsored by them. I'm not affiliated by them. I paid full price for these. I hope that they give 87 credit for the sale because he's the one that told me about them. I normally use QA1. So let me go on and pull it out of the box. Woo. Y'all look, I'm dirty. Look like I've been cleaning chimneys all day. Hello, my lady, can I clean your chimney? All right, boys and girls, let's just get right to it. Hold on a second. Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Holla at your boy. All right. Let's get back to it. Here we go. Let me know how the quality. I ain't no pro. Woo. If I had the QA1 off, I could show you. All right. Already, I'm looking at it. I'm liking what I see. They put anti-seize down here on the threads. I'm going to go and tell you something that I like different right now, right out the bag. What I like different versus these and the QA1s. So let me bring you in here a little bit closer and let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. So on the QA1s, they have 2 locking rings on the bottom, right? You have 2 rings on the bottom with a QA1, okay? You have to break one loose so you can spin it, right? So you can adjust the coil height. You see these threads? That's how you can adjust the coil dampener and how much spring pressure you want. Right out the gate, this is what I see, and I already like it. They only have 1 locking ring that is twice the thickness of the QA1. It's just a different design. And I like this because over time, you have to have two spanner wrenches to lock the ones on QA1 so they jam inside themselves, which is called a jam nut, all right? All right? These are held in with 1 Allen screw right there. So this ring is split and it has an Allen screw right there. So there's no sense, there's no need and for the double lock ring that I see. So you loosen this up, then you spin it with the wrench where you want it, and there's a special wrench that goes here. Then once you get it where it's at, you tighten it down, that squeezes on the threads, easy peasy, cheesy greasy, as my little boy Owen would say. Daddy, that's easy, cheesy peasy, greasy, baby. So that's the first thing that I see right off the top. All right? The next thing that I see on them that's different between these and the QA1s is the QA1's adjuster is at the bottom, okay? Is right here at the bottom. These are at the top. These also have a nice knurled grip. And if you don't know what knurl is, that is called knurl. That is machined on there. It has a dowel pin that's pushed in it right there that locks it on there. I think on the QA1s, it has a set screw. That dowel is not coming, wait, I take that back. It is a set screw because it doesn't go all the way through. So if it went all the way through, it'd be a dowel. So it is a set screw just like QA1. All right. The top housing is nice billet finish, nice. The edges are not sharp. They're nice and radius, so they won't cut your finger. This right here is nice and radius. I actually upgraded to there's two types of bushings. 87, if you know off the top of your head, drop it in the comments. There's two types of bushings. I upgraded to the upgraded version bushings, which was $12 difference. So for $12, you get the upgraded bushings. So that's what I did on that. Other than that, it pretty much, the barrel looks the same. It looks nice and machined. It's nice and stamped right in there. It says, made in the USA. And these right here, I went with 250-pound springs because that's what they recommended for my setup, and I agreed. I think 225 wouldn't have been enough. 225 is actually for a pickup truck, which has a bed, and so I went to 250 because it's going to have a box on it, and that's that. So how do they perform? I ain't got a clue. But overall, looking at what I'm looking at, for the money, for the quality that it's put together, nice radius edges, nice machine work. It doesn't look like it's been beaten, banged, and scarred. Looks like they took time. These ends here are nice and radius, so you can kind of get them into the position where you needed to get them. There is something that I would do before installing them, and I know that I would put a little bit of dielectric grease or some type of lubrication on these bushings here or anti-seize. Some anti-seize. So if you ever take the bolt out or the fastener out, the bolt that it comes in and comes out. Yeah, anti-seize. Quality definitely varies with prices. Well, I'm gonna go and tell you right now, this is not new technology, okay? This technology has been around for a long, long time. So with that being said, probably everything inside this barrel is probably the same as QA1. There might be a little bit of styling cues or a little bit of stuff, but I'm willing to bet donuts to donuts that depending on the cups that they use on the inside of here, the rebound cups from the fluid, the openings from the fluid to take fluid and release fluid, like when I do it on a lot of racing, full or ATV racing on the street and stuff like that. Legacy ATV used to build my shocks, and they would go in there and change the cups and the springs and the ports where the rebound would either be faster, softer, harder, depending on the track, depending on how you rode, depending on, so these being street versions, these being the Phantom series and not their road course series, this is like your all around typical daily driver, let's get on it, do a burnout, shit like that. But they have different springs, different cup springs inside that release the pressure on rebound. So when somebody says, well, QA1's better than this, okay, then why is it better, right? So if you're comparing the Phantom series to the QA1 Daily Driver series, then let's talk about it. But if you're comparing these to the road, if you're comparing these to the road course, like if you're going to do road course racing, you can't even compare the two, man. You can't even compare the two. So I don't have a coupon number. I don't have a code. I'm not affiliated. I don't have a sponsorship program. I paid full price for these, and I actually sent the invoice to 87SS. So when he calls them and talks to Gary and says, hey, look, this guy bought these from me, I should get some credit. Now, I have filled out the affiliation program form to see what they say, and I will start carrying these if they approve for me to start carrying them. So that is what I have right now. So any questions? And I'm trying to be like my hero and eat. Well, I ain't got nothing to do. I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to stop. Frank's Red Hot, I put that shit on everything. Woo! Next thing's mackerel. All right. Here's the other one. So let's go out here and let's look at the box truck. And let me show you what I did today. Come live with me for a second. So, also I got new tool alert. New tool alert. Woo! Don't look at that. That's for a later day. That's for a later day. All right. Man, I almost throw that away. Sticker. Woo! Let's go tag it. Come on. Let's go tag it right now. Right meow. Let's go tag it right meow. Right meow. Right meow. Let's tag it. 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 Ooh, let's tag it. Let's put it on the caffeinator. Let's put it on the caffeinator. Let's see. 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 Let's clean us a spot off. Let's clean us a spot off. No, we got to do better than that. Looks good to me. Send it. All right, let's go over here and get. All right. Nice. Look, Jay done separated it again. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. So these bad boys are going to go right. Let's set them right here where we don't scratch them. That's where they're going, right there. Right there. So, tagged it. That's right, she tagged. So, I've already put these tabs, they're just tacked. So, I'll take this bolt out, and then these coilovers should go in there just like so. And then once the coilovers are in, then I'll cut these loose. And then we can, yeah, it's okay. It's all right. All right, boys and girls. So, y'all remember this? Okay? All right. All right, boys and girls, what y'all think? Huh? What y'all think? Jay did all right? Huh? Y'all like that cross member? Y'all like that? Y'all like that? Had to blow my nose. So, if you're asking me what this right here is, that's what that new tool alert is. I'm going to cut a hole right here to give it some accent, right? And I'm going to cut a hole right there to give it a little bit of accent, right? So that's that. I don't want to hit my daggone head. Okay, let's get around here. So, like I said, got it all boxed in. It's adjustable. So this right here is 3 degrees, and then it drops down 1 inch, and then drops down 1 inch. All right, the engine is setting right here, not the intake. The intake's already level. So if you get the intake level, this will be 3 degrees, because most intakes are high on the back and low on the front. So if you take a degree finder and put it right here, and you set it at 0, and then take the same degree finder and put it right here on the valve cover, it's going to be 3 degrees back. All right, 3 degrees back. All right, so this right here, I want to measure for the dry shaft. The dry shaft should go right here, straight through the center of that hole right there. This is a 5-inch hoop. Okay, no, 5 inches that way, I'm sorry. Then you got the hoop. So the dry shaft will be dead center. You see that weld line right there? That's where the center line of the dry shaft would be. Set at rod height. All right, so when the rear end goes up, it still has enough room to flex, right? I'm gonna show you how to measure for a dry shaft too. All right, so now, let me get my big donkey ass down here on the ground and I'll show you. So, I boxed in the bottom. I might have to take this camera off this daggone pedestal. Y'all hang tight. Yep, I gotta take it off. All right, so, I boxed in, okay phone, I hear you. I boxed in the bottom. See that? The bottom's boxed in. I radiused that corner. And like I said, I got it all tacked in. All right. I got those pieces of rebar welded in right there to represent holding it at rod height. Because y'all remember the other week, you take the level and you put it on the lower control arm and you set it up at rod height. So that is actually rod height, right? And then the springs are the last thing that you put in. So I just know that's rod height. So I marked it in. I marked it into place. I took this thing off this pedestal so I could show y'all, because that thing would get in my way. All right. Here's the brackets that I made. That radius looks really... What radius? What radius, Keith B? So here's these brackets here. I got to put the other bracket right there. Here's the body bushings I was measuring for. There's the hole that I got to clean that up a little bit. But I dropped an insert in there and then welded it up. I got to clean that up a little bit. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. So I'm going to show you how I made this radius. I'm going to show you how I made that radius. All right. This right here, the bushings that we made the other day live, the bushings are in those tubes right there that you saw me cut down if you watched that live. The engine is offset to the passenger side because that's the way the straight 6 was. So I put it right back where it's supposed to be. So everything lines up. And then, like I said, if you come back here and you look, you see the yoke. The yoke is dead center of right here. So the dry shaft is going to come straight through the center. And then I got plenty of room to articulate up and down. All right, so that's that. And then, like I said, everything is everything's just tacked right now. Everything's just really tacked, really good. So I can come back here and show you on these pieces here because these has already been welded. All right, so let me take my hat off. So, like I said, I drilled a hole and then I dropped a piece of pipe and then welded it solid. So it has a crush sleeve and plus water won't get into the channel and go from there. So I'm gonna take that tube off, that tube off. I'm going to set the coil. Careful for what? What are we careful for? So with that being said, the front bumper, here's the front bumper. Well, I tell you what, the wind's been something today. I got a plan. There's the engine. I got a plan on the power steering pump. We'll see if that's going to work out. And then I got a measure for a radiator, or radiator, ever how you want to say it. I'm going to measure the original radiator that was in the original chassis, and I'm going to see if I can order one that size, and then I'm going to see if I can order a radiator support for a 61 F100 pickup truck. And then if I get, if I can buy a core support for a 61 F100, then I will buy an aluminum radiator, or radiator, ever how you want to say it. And then I will put that together, and then I will make tabs to hold the radiator. Okay? Going to have a lot of room up here. So I got a lot of room up here for that. So then I'm going to set the bumper up there. Once I get the bumper up there, then I can mount the bumper. Then we can cut it and shorten it and all that stuff. So that's what I got on that. Lost you for a moment. When you go back to the bread service. I shouldn't lose you. I got Wi-Fi. The router is right there on that pole right there. And then there's another router down there, so I shouldn't have lost you. When you go to the back of the bread truck service. Lost you for a minute, just got you back. Anthony's Amazing Peanut Butter Fudge. Dude, that's a lot to say. Oh, also, I almost forgot. All right, we're gonna try it again. So let's walk back here to the back of the truck and see what happens. See if I lose you again. All right. Oh no, man. I mean, I love some peanut butter. All right, so that's not right. What's not right? All right, so here's the brackets that I needed. This is the brackets that I needed for the brakes. So these, well, hey man, send me an email. Go up to, after you get off here, go to my email address and email me your information. And let's go. Are you in the United States? Hey man, look. Hell, you ain't that far. Yeah, I'm in North Carolina. Yeah, man. I got some homeboys that live in Florida. I got Clearwater, Daytona, Miami. Damn, what's the name of that place? Big money place. What is the name of that place? You'll probably know what it is. Yep, no, he's not in Sarah. No, it's not that. I have to think for a second. So one buddy lives in Miami, one lives in Daytona, one lives in Clearwater, and the other one lives, where in the flip is that place at? It's big money, big money, big money where he lives at. I mean, big money. Yeah, send me your email, man. No, not Miami. It ain't Miami. Man, y'all gonna have to make me go look at my Rolodex on my phone to see his address. Man, it's right there in front of me. I can't even say, it's right there. What in the name is that place? No, it's not Key West. I got a buddy in Key West. He builds ships. I'll think of it here in a second. So these are the brackets. These are the brackets for the calipers. And yes, it's based off of Mustang 2 because those are Granada rotors. And I needed these brackets. I didn't have these brackets. I could not, I mean, I can make them now because I got a template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a template out of this, out of cardstock, and I am going to save it because I bought these. These, I'll tell it. Yeah, because I'm actually running 70 Chevelle calipers. And the reason why I'm running 70 Chevelle calipers is because of where the banjo fitting goes. It doesn't interfere like the Camaro rotors or Camaro calipers and stuff like that. So these are for 70 Camaro calipers with the different banjo fitting, and they will bolt to those spindles. Those spindles is for a Ford Granada. So it's kind of like a Frankenstein. Yes, large calipers. Yes, that is correct. So that's where I'm at on that. So these two brackets, and they stamped them right side, left side, and that piece, those two grade 8 bolts and those two bushings and those two flat washers right there, that was $200. That's $200, and basically I bought the technology. I bought the pattern. If anything goes wrong, it will back you up. Does anybody know what 80s Chevy Rider is talking about? Because I definitely don't know. So that's this. That's where I'm at on that. So any questions? Coming along, man, coming along. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, what 2 weeks ago? No, yeah, 10 days ago, this thing was a pile of parts. So it's just a pile of parts 10 days ago, not counting the weekends. So if you take the weekends away, so what, today's the 15th. Started this on the 4th or 5th, so like 10 days, and then take away the weekends. Hey, I'll check it out, Anthony. I'll check it out. So that's that. I'm super. Yeah, I think, Woody, I think I can take the back off of it, and then there's a fit. I haven't took it apart yet, but what I've done some research is I think I can take the pump reservoir off, and then there's a plug that goes into the housing. I can take that plug out. It's supposed to be threaded. That would be great if it's threaded. And then unscrew it and put a barb fitting on it, and then get a reservoir for a 98 E150 Ford van. And then put the reservoir up somewhere. He laughed today. He came by today, super great guy, and we were talking about it, and I said, he calls me driver, and I don't know why, but he says, "What do you think, driver? What do you think about the inside of this thing?" And I said, "Well, this is what I got. This is my idea. Let me know what you think." And he's like, "Yeah, I like that." I said, "You good with it?" He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I remember riding in this thing when I was a kid, and it was hot in the winter. It was hot in the summer and cold in the winter." And he said, "But I love it. Everything looks good." He said, "It's sexy. It's sexy." So he's happy. Paid me today, which is great. It's always great. I'm always nervous when clients come by and look at their stuff, and because you don't never know how they're gonna feel. You know what I mean? You don't never know. And to be honest with you, you have to kind of be open-minded with them, because not everybody's on the same channel. You know what I mean? So not everybody's on the same channel, because when he would call me, he's like, "What are you doing, driver?" I was like, "Oh, I'm building a cross member. Sounds like fun." I was like, "Yeah, come see me." So he comes and sees me about once a week, once every 2 weeks. And then he's like, I said, "What do you think?" He said, "Damn, driver, that looks good. Looks like race car shit." I was like, "Are you happy?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm tickled to death." He said, "I'm ready. You about ready to fire it up?" And I'm like, "No, not yet. I mean, I still got to build a fuel tank." I mean, that's something else. you know, that's something else we got to do. We got to build the fuel tank. So got to figure out how we're going to do that, because I lost a lot more room right here. So actually I did lose room, I actually did lose room. I actually did lose room, but I actually gained room this way. So now I can build a fuel cell or fuel tank. Now I can build a tank, and I can go a little bit wider because I got more room, and I think it's going to be all right. So that's the next big thing, is building a fuel cell. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I mean, compared to how it was, you can't go wrong. Well, yeah, TJ, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's go get the tape measure. Let's go get my tape. Hey, I got something for you, buddy. Let's see. Let's see how he likes Frank's hot. Here you go, boys. Look, there's Hawkins. There you go, boys. Hawkins like, move, fat ass. It is a 61 Ford box truck that on April 5th, there was no chassis. And if you go back and watch some of the videos, I got a mess. Go back and watch some of the videos, you can see that me and JG Innovation Garage family, which is everybody that's on here. Damn, there's 116 people on here. 116. Look, they didn't even want it. They didn't even want it. Let's get the tape measure. Let's get the tape measure. Where the tape measure? Pam, I put that shit on everything. I put it on my blades. I put it on my drill bits. Smells like bacon when I'm cooking. All right, tape measure. Tape measure. Tape measure. Yeah. You're gonna need some good weld seams. You're gonna need good seam welds. I'm doing corner welds, so there's a difference. But you are correct. You are correct, but I'm corner welding everything. So there's the aluminum. There's the aluminum right there to build the fuel tank. Oh yeah, they called today, boys and girls, and they said everything is done. The box is done and exhaust is done. Woo! Let's go. Road trip, Tulu, Cuddy. Let's go. Road trip. Who's driving? Who's in change? Who's driving? Who's in charge of entertainment? Who's in charge of refreshments? Let's go. Yes, sir. So I got to get that before Friday, because guess what Friday is? Good Friday. So, yeah, I can't wait for that neither. Oh, yeah, got this in here. Got some stuff going on that. Look, that's as far as he made it. Let me see your belly, fat boy. Let me see your belly. Come on, everybody want to see your belly. Come on. You want to rub your belly? I'm gonna rub your belly. I'm gonna rub your belly. You want to rub your belly? Oh gosh, goddamn! Oh goddamn! Oh god! Oh goddamn! Oh goddamn! Oh! Oh yeah! All right. Oh yeah, back to the Pam. Yeah, I spray the Pam. Hold on. I spray the Pam on my welding table. Nah, it's a mess. It looks like a bomb blowed up in here, but I probably shouldn't have said that. But I put Pam on my table and wipe it down, and that keeps stuff, whatever. I'm going to do another video in a little bit on that. Anybody know what that is right there? I'm going to do another video. Seed oils are bad. Bad for what? What are they bad for? What are they bad for? You know what else is bad? I can't say it. I can't say it. If I say that, I'll probably get in trouble. All right. So right now, since we moved this back, let's see how much room I got. Yeah, I can't stand it, Woody. All right, somebody, let's do some math together. Y'all want to do some math together? Somebody do, we'll just do 27. Somebody do 27 times 12. Somebody do 27 times 12 times 10. And tell me what that is, please, if you don't mind. They were made for industrial use, so you are technically using them. All right, now divide that by 231, please, somebody. $27 by 12 times 10 divided by 231. Yeah, 27 times 12 times 10 divided by 231. 14.2. Ah, we got to do better than that. That's 14 gallons. That ain't going to work. That's 14 gallons of fuel. That ain't going to work. All right, so let's see what we can do. Hold on a second. Let me put y'all back on the go stick. Let me put y'all back on the go stick. God damn, Sun Gun's crazy as a batshit loon. All right, now we got to get some fuel. I'm telling you, man, that thing's crazy. All right, so from there to there, it's 27 inches tight. We can't do 27 inches tight. Hollywood, I need my hat. I feel naked. I need my cover. Lieutenant, where's the cover? Here it is, Captain Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. Here my cover. All right. All right. We're going to be on here for 60 minutes. So we're going to be on here for just a little bit longer. So let's figure this out together. So 27 by 12 by 10 is 14 gallons of fuel. That ain't going to work. So we need to figure out something. So let's do all right, let's do 27 times 14 times 10. $27 times 14 times 10, and then divide that by 231. That's the formula. If anybody want to know, that's the physics formula. So that's 3,780. Divide that by 231. That give us a little bit more. What'd that give us, Tulu? What'd that give us, 2 gallons? Yep, give us 2 gallons. 16. That'd probably be fine. Appreciate it, everybody. Tulu, Anthony. 16 gallons. That's 16 gallons. If I could put a tank at the back, that would be great. But I can't put a tank at the back because the filler neck is right there. Unless let's think about this for a second. Unless mother of pearl. All right, let's think about something. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this. No, the other side is even narrower than that. Daggone. All right, so here's the gas cap. All right. So, what we could do is, if we put the filler neck here, if the filler neck was here, after the body's always down, and we run the hose this way, you know, but if we run the filler neck if we, come on, Jay, get right. If we run the filler neck this way and hide it underneath here and put, if I could put a tank here, see, I could buy a tank and not have to build one. And see, this tank right here, it would be 30, I don't know, it might even not even be no different. This one would be 30. This is what people think, man. They think this crap's easy. So if we went 30 by 20 by 8, but we've got to be able to get the fuel. You got to get the fuel from there to here. I don't want to cut another hole. I don't want to cut a hole in this because this is 1960 aluminum and it's probably got magnesium in it. And I really don't want to change anything on the body because he wants to leave it pretty much like it was, you know. So we'll just have to, I don't know. And if you put another tank on it, that other tank, so you're going to have a way to fill that other tank. And that means you're going to have to cut another hole to fill the tank. And then once that tank's filled, you're going to have to find a way to pump the fuel out of that tank into the other tank. And that's just too much. That's just too much. Just too much. The original gas tank, here's the original gas tank. That was in the original chassis that if you go back and watch some of the videos, you can see what I had to work with. Here is the original tank. There's the original tank right there. And that tank wasn't but 18 gallons. So 16 said, we're only losing 2 gallons, right? So, and there's gas stations pretty much every 30 to 40 miles where we live at. I mean, it ain't like you ain't gonna find a gas station. So, and then see, here's the filler neck. And see, I can order another one of those. And then see, there's where the fuel went in on the side of the tank, like so. Now I can modify it and make a whole new piece. Like I can, got you less is always, yeah. So this right here, so this actually went right there, and then it actually went under the frame. So I'm gonna have to modify, I'm gonna have to make one like this. I'm gonna have to make one out of to go from here to go that way to there, which is fine because it'll be behind this panel and you won't be able to see it. If I run it in the wheel well, you'll see it. And I just don't wanna, 220 miles. 220 miles. So how far is it? All right, Woody. How far is it from Candor, North Carolina to Carolina Beach? How far is that? So from Candor, probably not 84, probably not. Because it's a weird size. It's weird. How far is it from, yeah, I mean, you think about it. I mean, the gas tank on this truck right here was like 15 gallons. This tank over here, this tank right here, that tank right there is 18 gallons. So, or right at 18 gallons, somewhere around there, plus or minus. So, 175 miles. Oh, then we good then. I appreciate you, Anthony. I appreciate you, Woody. Then we good. We good. Because this guy right here, he's got a house at the beach. I mean, we actually lives at the beach. So, well, I guess he does. But nevertheless. So, then we good. We golden. We golden. So, what was that number? We said it was 27 by 14 by 10. I think that's what we said. So And then, like I said, here's the aluminum right here. This is 5052 aluminum. So I'll make a gas tank, and then I'll take the 16 gauge or the 1/8 inch gauge, and I'll make baffles out of it. So back to, somebody asked a question earlier. I'm not going to scroll through it because I don't know where it's at. But somebody asked a question earlier. How did I radius? Who asked that question? Let me go through here and let me go through. You took the time to comment, so let me go in here and see who said it. Who said the radius of that cross member looked nice? So if you took the time to ask it, measure. Okay, 301 said measure the dry shaft. I'll do that. Now, I know I seen that. Keith B. There it is. Keith B. All right, so Keith B. So I know that part that I cut had a 2-inch radius. This is a 2-inch piece of pipe. This is a pipe anvil inspired to me by Gene Winfield, rest his soul. And we went live. When I say we, I went live and everybody watched, and we built this pipe anvil, and then we filled it up full of sand, and we filled the feet up full of sand, and we added about 65 pounds of sand of weight. So this is how I bent the radius. I marked it. Let me show you. So this is, oh, you seen that live? Well, I appreciate that, buddy. So just for the ones that's just showing up, so let me show you what I did. So here is the piece of metal, right? So I know it was a 2-inch rate. I knew it was 2 inches. So I just made a mark, and then I made a mark, right? So I wanted this to start the bend, and then I wanted this radius, and then I wanted it somewhere to stop around in there, plus or minus, right? This is 1/8 inch plate. So this is what I done. Well, I appreciate you watching that live. So I don't know how, so basically what I done is I stuck that down in there like that until it grabbed that line where I kind of thought it would be at, and then that's how I done it. And then it fits. I mean, you might have to tweak it a little bit. I mean, I've been a little too far, but you get the concept of it. And that's how I made those radiuses on that piece of metal. That's how I done that radius. So that's that. So, like me some fabrication on. Yeah, so that's that. And then I have my railroad iron. I beat on this and not my table. I beat on this piece of railroad iron for whatever, like if I needed to change that radius, or if I needed to, take some of the bump out of it, whatever I needed to do, I use a piece of railroad steel, all right? And that's pretty much it. And then this machine won't do it, but this is my bump brake. This won't do this, it's too thick. But there's a shear, a bump brake, and then a roller. So that's pretty much it, man. I mean, I got a little bit of stuff. I got something big coming, like really, really big. And really, really big coming. And it's gonna take up this whole section right here. This whole section, it's gonna take up that whole section. Oh yeah, here's the fuel injection carburetor. It's actually fuel injection. That's the new Holley bronze. This truck here is getting a Terminator X Max system. So that's that. And I still hadn't forgot you guys. I got to get with Tulu. I know I keep telling you, I got to get with Tulu to figure out how to do a free on one of these. We're going to do it live. So I'll probably do some test runs with some private people and then go from there, 4, 8, or 10 foot. And I'm going to give away one of those toolboxes. Woody, what are you talking about? 4, 8, 10 foot. What are you talking about? 4 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot. Oh! Hold on, I got a booger. 4 by 3. The face, 4 foot by 3 foot. Yeah, 4 foot by 3 foot. Supposed to be here Friday. So, yeah. I didn't want to do it, but being that my oldest son's in college and he knows how to do that stuff, I know how to do it. That'll give him something to do. I can put his ass to work. He's already a machinist, manual machinist, computer programmer, stuff like that. So I'm going to put it right there, and then I'm going to have to buy a big ass tarp or blanket or something to cover it up so it don't get dust on it. But that would probably be the best place for it because it's already got metal on the wall. That used to be my fabricating corner right there. I had a little metal table and all my grinding sparks and shit would hit the wall and stuff like that. But that's where that was at. So now it's where my buggies and stuff's at, and that's where the power's at, the 220. So I think this thing's on wheels. So I mean, I can actually roll it out, and then I got 2 20-foot drop cords. You know, they're 50 amps, so I could roll it out. But this is going to be its home, and like I said, oh shit, we over 60 minutes. So, all right, boys and girls, what's everybody else got going on tonight? Do y'all want me to come back live? Y'all want to go take a piss break, some popcorn, go do what you got to do, and then come back live at 7? Y'all want to do 7? There's 32 people on here, so let's do a survey. You want to come back live at 7, which is in about 30 minutes? It's 6:30 now, or do y'all want me to go live later on tonight? Because I want to try to get everybody to tap in. Matthew Cost, nice meeting you. Yeah, you too, buddy. I appreciate you. If 35 people hadn't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's free. It's not going to cost you a dime to hit it. It's not going to take, hey, look, supporting me ain't going to make you go broke. Hating me ain't going to make you go broke. And hating me ain't going to make you rich. And hating me ain't going to make you pretty. You still ugly. So I'm new here, so I'll definitely come back. Somebody tell me, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Y'all pick, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Which one y'all want to do? If you want to do 7 o'clock, I'll go back and I'll put it in the thing where you can hit the notification where it lets you know. Tulu says 8, Scoot says 8, TJ says 8, Anthony says 8. Going once, going twice. Grand Illusion says 8. Going once, going twice. It is. And it's going to be a new tool alert that's already here. It's going to be a new tool alert, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. New tool alert. That's all I'm going to give you right there. That's it. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to give you. Oh, here's that sound deadening stuff right here. That's what I was telling you. So, it'll be 5 for me. All right. I'm in North Carolina, so Eastern Standard Time. So it's 6:39 here. So if you're in California, 8 o'clock. Oh, let me do one more thing. I'm glad. Let me do one more thing right quick because, let me get my tape measure. Well, I'll just show you. Okay. I'll just show you. All right, so 301 asked, how do you measure your drive shaft? All right, so keep it easy. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, right? And then I'll post it, and then y'all can flag it. You measure from right here. You measure from the face of this seal to the inside of that cup. So you measure from the face of this cup, the inside of this cup. This is one way to measure. Inside of that cup to the face of that seal. And then that's how I measure for my drive shafts, because you know this slides in 1.5 inches. So I'll do another video on that, and I'll show you a little bit better, but it's pretty much, it's simple. So it's Wednesday morning here. Wow. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, probably maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, unless we get crazy. We'll talk about these new tools. Matter of fact, 2 new tools alerts at 8 o'clock. I appreciate every single one of you, boys and girls. Boy, that sun's bright. Remember what I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I'm out.